is Brian Waters. Welcome to the BWaters Sports Show. We're ready to talk about the Divisional round of the 2008 NFL playoffs. Before we talk about this round, we're going to review the opening round as we had a lot of great matchups.
In the first matchup of the 2008 NFL playoffs, the red-hot, highly inspired Washington Redskins take their 4-game win streak to perhaps the most difficult stadium in the NFL, Qwest Field, to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Before the game, Coach Gibbs said that he did not know if the team had enough fuel to keep going, fuel that may have been running on since losing their teammate Sean Taylor. Watching them this week, it proved that Coach Gibbs was right, as the Redskins did not score until the fourth quarter, and the defense gave up 22 in the fourth quarter alone. The Seattle Seahawks defeated the Redskins easily, 35-14, and advanced to Green Bay to take on the Green Bay Packers. In our first AFC matchup, we start with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jaguars dominated early, leading by as many as 18, but Big Ben rallied the Steelers to a fourth quarter lead. But after David Garrard broke a 32-yard run with just 1 minute and 34 seconds left in the game, followed by a set of runs by Maurice Jones-Drew, Josh Scobie kicked what went on to be the game-winning 25-yard field goal that would send the Jacksonville Jaguars to New England as the Jags defeated the Steelers 31-29. In the second NFC matchup, the New York Giants go down to Tampa Bay to take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as they put their 7-game road win streak on the line. The Bucs attacked early, but afterwards it was all New York. The Giants scored 24 unanswered points as they defeated the Buccaneers 24-14 to prove it to an 8-1 on the road and move on to the last place they lost, Texas Stadium, and face the division rival Dallas Cowboys. The last of the first round matchup featured two quarterbacks looking for their first playoff victories as Vince Young leads the Tennessee Titans into San Diego to take on Phillip Rivers' Chargers. Both teams got off to a slow start as the Titans led halftime 6-0. In the second half, the Titans continued to slow down LaDainian Thompson, holding him to 42 yards on 21 carries for the entire game. But Vincent Jackson, Chris Chambers, and Phillip Rivers each stepped up, and the Chargers came out with 17 unanswered points in the second half as they defeated the Titans 17-6 and move on to face the defending Super Bowl champion Indianapolis Colts.
We have a lot of key matchups this weekend. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New England Patriots, the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants, the Indianapolis Colts taking on the San Diego Chargers, and the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Green Bay Packers.
This week, the NFL's first 16-0 team, the New England Patriots, look to continue their drive to a perfect season, but it will not be easy as they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. New England has had only 4 teams come close to defeating them: the Colts, Eagles, Ravens, and the Giants. In the end, each team's let up on their ammunition a little too soon, and Tom Brady put the Patriots on his back and led them to the late fourth quarter comeback. But this Jaguar team is different. They are not your ordinary only-can-play-in-the-sun Florida football team. Remember, this is the same team that went to Pittsburgh and beat the Steelers in the snow. Now they have to go 588 miles north to face the Patriots. With the type of defense the Jaguars play, plus the size of their 2 running backs, New England may be in for a wake-up call this Saturday. In the NFC, we start with one coach facing his former team again as Mike Holmgren leads the Seahawks against the Packers. We all remember in 2003 when the Seahawks and Packers went to overtime and the Seahawks won the toss and Matt Hasselbeck said,
"Throwing the ball, we're going to score."
And in the first play of overtime, he threw an interception that Al Harris returned for a touchdown. This year, Hasselbeck seeks vengeance, but it will not be easy as they go back to Lambeau Field and face the Green Bay Packers. Packers had many close games that they used the fourth quarter to pull away from their opponents. If Seattle wants to have a chance, they're going to have to do exactly what they did last week against the Redskins, and that's score heavy in the fourth quarter. In the second NFC matchup, the Dallas Cowboys host the road-hot New York Giants. The only game the Giants lost on the road this year was against the Cowboys. The Cowboys defeated the Giants 45-35 in the season opener and 31-20 in New York in Week 10. Tony Romo threw a combined 592 yards and 8 touchdowns this year against the Giants. The Cowboys seek their first playoff victory since 1996 and a return to the NFC Championship game. One thing is uncertain, and that is the status of Terrell Owens. Owens suffered a high ankle sprain against the Panthers. But remember, this is the same man who played in the Super Bowl after breaking his leg, so if you question whether or not Owens will play, just get your popcorn ready. In the other AFC matchup, the San Diego Chargers look to continue their winning ways against the Indianapolis Colts. The Chargers earned their first playoff victory since 1994 and do not plan to stop there. They look to continue to feast on Peyton Manning. Manning has thrown a total of 8 interceptions against the Chargers in the past 2 meetings. But in this meeting, Marvin Harrison returns, and after tasting the Lombardi Trophy, the Colts are not going to go down easy. The regular season and postseason are different, so you better believe the Colts are going to come out swinging as they look to repeat as Super Bowl champions. Now it's time for my predictions. Beginning with Jacksonville, New England, you will see the Jaguars play the spoiler as they will defeat the Patriots, ending their win streak as they go ahead to Foxborough and advance to the AFC Championship. When it comes to the Seahawks and the Packers, I'm kind of on the ropes, but I'm going to go with the Packers as Brett Favre will lead this team back to the NFC Championship as they will go ahead and defeat the Seahawks again in Lambeau Field. In the other NFC matchup, the headliner of them all, the Giants and the Cowboys, I'm sticking with my Dallas Cowboys. You can't underestimate Tony Romo, and T.O. will be back, and they will play 100%, and they will defeat the Giants for a third time, and this time they will advance to the NFC Championship as the Cowboys will earn their first victory in the playoffs since 1996. In our last playoff matchup, we have the Chargers and the Colts. Peyton Manning may have thrown 8 interceptions in the past 2 meetings against the Chargers, but now it's a whole new ball game, and it's the playoffs where it's win or go home. I see the Colts beating the Chargers, and they advance back to the AFC Championship for a second year in a row.
Well, thank you for joining me on the BWaters Sports Show. My name is Brian Waters, and I'll see you next week as we get ready for the championship series. So long, everybody.